after you're gone, gone, gone. When you fall like a statue, I'm gonna be there to catch you, put you on your feet, you on your feet. And if your well is empty, not a thing will prevent me. Tell me what you need, what do you need? I surrender honestly. You've always done the same for me, so I will do it for you. I'm not moving on. I'll love you long after you're gone. For you, you will never sleep alone. I'll love you long after you're gone, and long after you're gone, gone, gone. You're my backbone, you're my cornerstone, you're my crutch when my legs start moving. You're my head start, you're my rugged heart, you're the pulse that I've always needed. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, my heart never stops. I won't forget the good times. I won't forget the good times. Good times. town, but one day the time may come, and I'll take you at your word and carry on. I'll hate the goodbye, but I won't forget the I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh, I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. Take me to your best friend's house, marmalade, we're making out, oh yeah. Oh, take me to your best friend's house, I loved you then and I love you now. Don't take me tonight, don't wait for no goodbye.
Don't take the tongue tied, stay up all night. I'll get real high, slumber party, pillow fight. My eyes on your eyes, I beat a bed up in the sky. My best friend's house tonight, and both beats still better by.
Don't take me tongue-tied. Don't wave no goodbye. Don't take me tongue-tied. Don't kiss me goodnight.
Sun's going down, we'll be raising our glass, singing here's to never grow up.
If I can please ask everybody to remain in your cars and to pull your balloons inside. Thank you.
Hey, we can stay forever, yeah. Singing Radiohead at the top of our lungs, with the boombox blaring as we're falling in love. Got a bottle of whatever, but it's getting us drunk, singing here's to never grow up. We're running down the street again, kiss life. I'm like, yeah, whatever, we're still living like that. When the sun's going down, we'll be raising our glass, singing here's to never grow up.
close the door to the middle bars and side, so. I just gotta grab my key and lock up his door.
awesome, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh. The kids were literally crying.
guys, ready?
You see it says Cheryl's name.
Oh.
Shouldn't it be?
All right.
Good evening, and welcome to this evening's Bellport High School commencement exercise. My name is Erica Della Rosa, and I am the assistant principal for the class of 2020. Before we begin, I ask that you please remain in your cars throughout the entire ceremony. Should you need to exit your car for any reason, there are chaperones and security guards posted throughout the parking area. Please know that our ceremony is being live streamed via the South Country School District link on the website. In addition, please set your car radio to FM 94.9 to hear tonight's ceremony. We also remind you that Bellport High School is a non-smoking campus. In the event of an emergency, please follow the instructions as directed by security in an orderly fashion. During the presentation of senior portraits, please limit your accolades in order to ensure that all students are recognized in meaningful fashion. At the conclusion of this ceremony, the vehicle recessional will pass by the front of the building where each graduate will receive their diploma jacket and have their photo taken in cap and gown before exiting the premises. All diplomas will be mailed home within the next week. Ladies and gentlemen, please honor the playing of our national anthem along with a brief fireworks display. Please join Carly Dialosa, President of Student Council, in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, to be followed by a few opening remarks.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Gianni, Board of Education, administration, faculty, and staff for making this unique ceremony possible. It is truly more beautiful than any of us could have imagined. The hard work and dedication shown by our community over the past few months is truly remarkable. I believe I speak on behalf of the entire senior class when I say that we are extremely grateful for everything that has been done to ensure that the culmination of our high school careers would be memorable. 4 years ago, we were anxious freshmen, not knowing what the future held. Looking back on my time at Bellport High School, I'm so thankful for the people that I've met, the events I've experienced, and the challenges I've overcome that have shaped me into the individual I am today. As student council president for the past few years, I've learned so much from getting involved and engaging with my peers. My leadership position has taught me the importance of valuing others' opinions and working to leave an impact on those surrounding me. I've had the privilege of working with our student council advisor, Ellen Hoffman, since my freshman year to successfully organize school events, food and toy drives, and other activities for our community. I'm grateful for everyone at Bellport High School who has provided the class of 2020 with the tools necessary to succeed outside of the classroom. As a class, we had to face the heartbreaking loss of our classmate RJ, who is missed dearly. I'm certain that he would have been on this stage tonight giving an incredible speech with the most impressive vocabulary that would have had even the teachers breaking out their dictionaries. Another obstacle that we've faced as a class is the COVID-19 pandemic. Who would have thought that our last day of high school would be in March, and for some of us, we'd never get the opportunity to represent Bellport on the field again. What we are living through right now is an important part of history, and our stories will one day be seen in our children's textbooks. Before this pandemic, our biggest concerns as seniors consisted of what dress we would wear to prom, or what event we would participate in at Class Olympics. Now, our worries include the health and safety of our family members, and whether or not we would have enough food before the shelves emptied. We even had to worry about not having enough toilet paper. Yikes. As a result of the pandemic, I've learned not to take anything for granted. We should be proud of ourselves because despite these challenges, we've grown to be strong. Regardless of the path you've chosen to pursue after high school, I know that all of you have the potential to do amazing things. Because as a class of 2020, we've learned what it means to be resilient. In closing, I'd like to offer all of you some advice. Your achievements in life should not be measured by the car you drive or the job you have, but by the impact you have on others' lives, the kindness you share, and the values you reflect into the atmosphere. We are the class that will conquer the world with strength, flexibility, compassion, and most importantly, perseverance. Congratulations, class of 2020, and good luck. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the principal of Bellport Senior High School, Mr. Timothy Hogan.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It is my pleasure to share in this evening's celebration with all of you, as well as those watching via live stream. Whether live or virtual, we are all joined together in honoring the very special class of 2020. Before sharing a few prepared remarks with our graduates, I would like to introduce the members of the dais. Dr. Joseph Gianni, Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Ann Hayes, Board of Education President, Jack Nix, Board of Education Vice President, and trustees Lisa DeSanto, Melissa Aruda, Clyde Parker, Chris Pacini, and Cameron Trent. Thank you for joining us this evening. And now, a few comments to the class of 2020. First and foremost, congratulations on achieving such a significant milestone in your life, high school graduation. Without question, your senior year has been like no other in the history of Bellport High School. Throughout my lifetime, I have experienced many life-changing events that have influenced me and that of my generation. This includes the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy and Dr. Martin Luther King, the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement, the first moon landing, the AIDS epidemic of the 1980s, and more recently, the terrorist attack on 9/11, the natural disasters of Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Sandy, as well as numerous mass shootings, many in our schools throughout this country. All of them, in very direct and indirect ways, have influenced my character and forever changed the way I live my life and view the world. The COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the more recent issues of racism and social discontent, will forever change us, will ever serve as defining moments for all of us moving forward. These experiences will forever be part of our collective history and we will never look at life through the same lens again. Without question, this is a time we have all had to call upon our better selves. On behalf of Bellport High School and the entire South Country community, thank you for rising to that challenge. I am overcome by the compassion, tenacity, and leadership you have demonstrated, as well as the unconditional support you have provided to one another, your families, and our entire school community. I have been working in Bellport High School in South Country for over 40 years, and in times of crisis, I have witnessed our school community pull together, not some of the time, but every time. I have seen the same spirit over the last few months from all of you, and I know it will continue until we are finally able to return to a sense of normalcy, likely with a new set of cultural norms in a healthy and safe environment. There remains significant challenges ahead. We must continue to work collectively in developing new models and new initiatives to navigate ever-changing environments. We are living in a time where we are required to build the plane as we are flying it. It is unavoidable. So thank you for your patience, your cooperation, and your understanding as we work together to acknowledge and celebrate the end of your time in South Country. You are now transitioning into the next phase of your life, one that will require increased personal responsibility. Be reminded that this elevated level of independence comes with ownership and accountability for your actions. In other words, personal integrity. You will need to constantly define the type of person you want to be and practice it every day. A quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson echoes this sentiment. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Do not let others define that for you. You are likely to stumble from time to time, but you can always recover and recover with integrity. I know how talented you are, how compassionate you are, how dedicated you are, how intelligent you are, but I also know there remains a tremendous amount of untapped potential yet to be realized. Let it develop. Life has a funny way of seeking out that potential. Be willing to explore it when it happens. My hope is that your time in Bellport High School in South Country have helped you develop many of your personal and academic skills you will need to realize your life's vision. It has been a pleasure working with all of you. Without question, I have received far more from all of you than I have been able to give back. I wish you a life of happiness, health, and joy, one that is as meaningful to you as mine has been to me. Congratulations, class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce you the 2020 class essayist, Audrey Barry. I ask Audrey to join me at the podium. Audrey Barry is our essayist for the class of 2020. She has an overall grade point average of 101.17. Audrey's commitment to her education has earned her membership into the Math, Science, and National Honor Societies. Additionally, she serves as this year's president of the National Art Honor Society. Her artwork was displayed in the Heckscher Museum, Long Island's Best art exhibit, and she has earned distinguished scores for portfolio pieces submitted to the New York State Art Teachers Association. In addition to her artistic talent, Audrey is a devoted tennis player. She has been captain of the varsity team since the 10th grade and was recipient of the Scholar Athlete Award. Audrey will be attending SUNY Binghamton in the fall to pursue a career in biomedical engineering. Ms. Audrey Barry.
Thank you. Should I just leave this here? Hello, class of 2020, administration, Board of Education, faculty, family, and friends. I'd like to give the biggest thank you possible to the people who have made my journey here at Bellport High School so great. My parents, coaches, friends, teachers, and Mr. Hogan. You have turned learning into something that I will always love to do. I'd also like to thank all the support staff for your continued dedication every day. I was given the honor of talking about the past, but I didn't really know where to start. How far back should I go, and what should I cover? And how do we really define the past? The first thing that came to my mind was memories. Writing this speech gave me the chance to reflect on and cherish the events that have led us to where we are right now, and I'd like to share some of them with you. Remember playing hot cross buns on our recorders in 3rd grade? Or eating slightly melted ices at the end of field day? What about studying the Iditarod and going on cluster field trips at Frank P. Long? And we can't forget the classic field trips to Frost Valley and Washington, D.C. Remember our high school sports seasons, our homecoming dances, and our anything goes nights, and each wonderfully different musical production, art show, and after-school clubs that we dedicated our time to. Remember all the lunches spent laughing with your friends until the bell rang. The good feelings from these memories are what I hope we all can remember in the future. So, what can we say about the past other than it's everything before this very moment? Well, the past is different from the present and the future because it keeps accumulating. It's definite. In times of uncertainty, this is what we need to remember. During this pandemic, I sometimes find myself wishing that things were the way that they used to be. At any point in life, it's easy to want to go back to a sense of familiarity and comfort. Whenever I was sad, stressed, or uncomfortable, I looked forward to a brighter day. But in the middle of uncertainty, it's often difficult to picture the future. So we must look to the definite. Take the sense of security, happiness, or peace that you felt in the past, and know that it will come again. The final takeaway I'd like to leave you with comes from a book that my good friend Anika Majid recommended to me, called Tuesdays with Morrie. It's about a 76-year-old former professor afflicted with Lou Gehrig's disease, who explains something called the concept of tensions. Life is a series of pulls back and forth. You want to do one thing, but you are bound to do something else. Something hurts you, yet you know it shouldn't. You take certain things for granted, even when you know you should never take anything for granted. There will be countless ups and downs in our lifetime. So, while we are caught up in the back and forth of our lives, remember to take a second to appreciate what you've already done and where you came from. Take the good times of your past and use them to motivate your present. And when you look back on your life, take pride in knowing that you didn't take anything for granted. This is our last chance to be together as a class this year. I'd like to pause now to appreciate this moment with all of you. Thank you. It has been the biggest pleasure and honor to have been able to share these past 4 years with you. I wish you all determination and strength in creating the life you dream of. Thank you, class of 2020.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce to you our class salutatorian, Natalia Jordan. I ask Natalia to join me at the podium. Natalia Jordan is our salutatorian for the class of 2020. She has an overall grade point average of 101.32. Natalia is a College Board AP Scholar with honors, has earned All-League Academic Athletic Award for soccer and the Hispanic Heritage Award from the town of Brookhaven. Natalia has been inducted into the Math, Science, and National Honor Societies. She is a member of the Bellport track team and played varsity soccer for 4 years. In addition, Natalia has volunteered at Stony Brook Hospital, served as a member of Brookhaven Youth Court, was a summer camp counselor at Los Delfines camp in Colombia, a Hobie ambassador, and participated in the Science and Technology Entry Program at Suffolk Community College, as well as the Women in Science and Engineering Program at Stony Brook University. Natalia is a dual citizen of the United States and Colombia and is fluent in both English and Spanish. Natalia will be attending Cornell University in the fall, pursuing a pre-med biological science degree. Natalia Jordan.
Parents, loved ones, faculty, and administration, good evening. Tonight we celebrate the graduation of Bellport High School's class of 2020, who wouldn't be here without the encouragement of all of you. It is my honor to be this class's salutatorian. To explain what a salutatorian is, I turn to urbandictionary.com. A salutatorian is a smart kid who stayed up way too late studying, drank enough coffee to kill a camel, and missed so many parties that everyone thought they were a hermit to just get second place. And everything except for the coffee part is staggeringly too close to home. Never before in my life have I received such a prestigious honor that includes such merits as a privilege to write an extra homework assignment. With my family's support and encouragement to excel, I have developed into the woman you see standing before you today. Thank you, Mommy, Poppy, Sophie, and Rocky. Today I will speak about the present. Life is a present, but not everybody opens it. Some people are zombies, walking around absent from reality. In today's society, the present is our tool to construct the future. Thus, it is imperative to not only be aware of a current crisis, but also be involved in the action to create a better future. Be aware of the limitations on our rights, of life's tragedies, but also be aware of the beauty that surrounds us, and work to help it thrive. Master the present to create an advantage for your future. While at Bellport, I made friendships that will last forever. In the moments of each car parade, ice cream social, or class event, I built a bond with people who helped me feel a little less clueless in chemistry or sent me hilarious memes to cheer me up. I will always carry the lessons and laughs we shared. We're united in the present, and together we can rise and challenge the roadblocks of the future. It is our choice where we go from here. We must learn from the past and ponder the future, but the present is where a person can take action for change. Sometimes your opinions or choices may be frowned upon, but you must not lose faith. It is our responsibility to accept what we cannot change, but change what we cannot accept. The fear of the future can be paralyzing, but never fear to ask questions. That's how we grow. Never fear to take action. That's how change is made. With proper evaluation, evolution is created. We're going to be leaders in education, in business, in politics, in medicine, in the military, and more. It will be our turn to create evolution. Tonight's graduation is more than just a liberation from high school. It is a recognition of the challenges we have overcome, the honors we have obtained, the friendships we've made, and most importantly, a celebration of the future that's waiting for all of us. Congratulations, class of 2020, and I wish you great success.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce to you the 2020 class valedictorian, Ali Dennis Guillermo Jr. I ask Ali to join me at the podium. Ali Dennis Guillermo is our valedictorian in the class of 2020. He has an overall grade point average of 102.42. Ali's dedication to academic excellence is also evidenced by his participation in the National Honor Society, Science Honor Society, and Math Honor Society. Ali has also received high honor roll every quarter throughout his high school years. Beyond academic pursuits, Ali has also participated in weekly algebra tutoring for students in the middle school to help younger students improve their math skills. Ali's many achievements are magnified by his personal sacrifices that his parents made to start a new life in the United States. Overcoming the barriers of being a first-generation student and being at the top of his class is an immense source of pride. Ali will be attending Stony Brook University in the fall, pursuing a nursing physician assistant degree. Ali Dennis Guillermo.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, distinguished guests, family, and friends. Without the time, patience, and support that all of you have invested in us, the motivation that we carry to succeed in our future would not be possible. As you leave to pursue your dreams and ambitions, I hope all of you find happiness. Some of you will become medical experts, political figures, business enthusiasts, beloved teachers, or even social media influencers. But understand that the road ahead will be difficult. As we invest time in our own success, there will be points where giving up seems like the only option because we rely on ourselves too much. However, our path to success does not have to be taken alone. Relationships you've built with the people here can help you. But I can't simply mention these relationships. I'll demonstrate their impact through two very important people. The first person is my father, who recently passed away. His story starts in the Philippines. He was the eldest of three and didn't have a lot of money. He understood the challenges he faced, but it didn't prevent him from reaching out for a better life. And he worked for it. He used education to make his dreams a reality, graduating third in his high school class and studying even harder to make a career in medicine. He wanted to give my sister and I our own opportunity to find success, so we moved to America. My dad never let us forget how this became possible, often with the lecture emphasizing sacrificing this or working hard for that, for whatever point he was trying to make. It wasn't until I visited the Philippines for the first time in years that I truly understood what my dad had gone through to give me the life I have today. I was only 3 when we first left, so going back was a totally new experience. From his old school, where I heard nothing but praise from his teachers, to his home, where I saw nothing but a loving relationship among family, now I could see, instead of just hear, of my dad's previous sacrifices and successes. Not only did this give me a new perspective into his life, but it also inspired mine. His mission to make sure we found success in America now meant so much more to me. I decided to follow in his footsteps and use my education to find success. This was my first motivation. The second person was a beloved friend to all of us in the class of 2020. His name was RJ. RJ was an extremely talented individual, enthusiastic, driven, and highly intelligent. I'm certain he would be the one giving this speech right now. What made RJ so remarkable was not his unmatched level of genius, but his loving and caring nature as a friend. As an only child, he truly valued connections with people. These relationships were so special that he called his friends, us, his family. From helping to represent the kick line in our freshman year to representing the academic talent of our class, he was always pushing for our success when it came to his second family. RJ and I were like brothers. We loved competing. A goal of ours was to become valedictorian of this class, so at every opportunity, we just had to one-up each other. I tried as hard as I could to outdo him, but ultimately, I ended up settling for second. I realized that if anyone were to be valedictorian of our class, there would be no one better than RJ. Unfortunately, RJ passed away almost 3 years ago. It was hard to have lost a great friend, but I remembered RJ's desire for our success. All RJ's support just couldn't be ignored. Now I had a promise to keep. Since it was his dream to be the valedictorian of our class, I made that my mission, to earn the spot on behalf of him. I would fulfill RJ's wishes. So I worked for it. It wasn't easy, not in the slightest. However, whenever I faltered or doubted myself, I remembered that my promise was not yet fulfilled. This was my second motivation. After being named valedictorian, there were 10 seconds where I was completely ecstatic that my hard work had paid off. But there had to be an 11th second, right? In that 11th second, I remembered what had gotten me this far. It was the motivation and influence of both RJ and my father. It was a motivation that could not be ignored. My fellow graduates, as we recognize our accomplishments here today, we must also recognize that the relationships we have made with each other are what will guide us to our future success. The proud faces surrounding us are eager to see the great people that we will become someday. Their enthusiasm stems from your ability to succeed. Don't view their desire for your happiness as an expectation, but a motivation. All of you can do great things, and our journey can be done together. Whether you continue to pursue your education or take a different path, remember the relationships that you have forged with the people here today. Remember that 11th second. If we continue to motivate each other, we will always make each other better. Today is only one accomplishment. There will be many more to come. Thank you.
Planning all the details of a graduation ceremony is an extremely long and demanding process, no more than obviously this year. There are a number of people I would like to thank for organizing this very special ceremony. Assistant Principals Erica Della Rosa, Dan Falvell, Heather Jockeman, Ray Latore, and Athletic Director Robert McIntyre. Thomas Ellis, Chief Custodian, and the high school custodial crew. South Country responders and security staff under the direction of Mr. Randon Miller, as well as the district maintenance crew under the leadership of Anthony Clements, Director of Facilities. The entire clerical staff, with special thanks to Secretaries Patty Garafola, Marisol Capraro, and Fabiola Moraes. A very special thank you to Miss Wendy Rosario for her countless hours preparing the program, communicating with parents, staff, and students. Tonight's ceremony would not be possible without her. Mr. Jim Uzzi for the preparation of tonight's music and overseeing the technology aspects of the ceremony. The guidance counselors under the leadership of Mr. Jenna Restivo, Director of Guidance and Counseling Programs. Vanderzalm Greenhouses for the floral and plant decorations. Suzette Fandale and Barbara Gallagher from the Art Department for arranging the numerous decorations for this evening's ceremony. The District Technology Department, under the guidance of Daniel Maresca, the fire departments of Bellport, Brookhaven, Hagerman, along with the South Country Ambulance Company. The PTSA leadership, Ann Arman, Patricia Portia, Candace Sweeney, and Gina Carolla, for providing senior gifts and assisting with the graduation preparations. Miss Ellen Hoffman for her assistance in preparing the student graduation speeches. Thank you to our senior class advisors, Amy Krawczyk and Stephanie Perozzi, for all the work they've done with our graduates throughout their time in Bellport High School. Also, Alexis Spence, senior, for tonight's senior photo montage. And finally, I would like to give a very special recognition to the administration, faculty, and staff of our primary, intermediate, and middle school who have affected the lives of our students during their formative years. Commencement means beginning, and while the class of 2020 is about to venture off to new beginnings, I would like to recognize the retirement of two of our Board of Education trustees, Ms. Lisa DeSanto and Mr. Jack Nix. Both have been presented with a Bellport High School honorary diploma, and we thank you for your years of service. In addition, I would like to recognize the retirement of 5 very special Bellport High School staff members. Mr. Glenn Hadzima, English. Miss Ramona Hadzima, English. Suzette Fandel, Art Department. Miss Patty Garafola, Main Office Clerical. And finally, Mr. Jim Usey, Music Department Chair. Collectively, these talented individuals represent over 150 years of service in South Country. It is our pleasure to also present each with a Bellport High School honorary diploma for their important and meaningful years of service. Thank you all. At this time, as high school principal, I can now certify to our superintendent, Dr. Joseph Gianni, that the students who are about to be presented to you and the Board of Education have satisfied the graduation requirements of the State Education Department and the Board of Education, and therefore are eligible to receive a Bellport High School diploma from the South Country Board of Education. I am honored and pleased to present to you the class of 2020.
Trustees of the Board of Education, I validated certification that each graduate has satisfactorily completed the courses of study and requirements prescribed by the Board of Education in the state of New York. By authority vested in me by the Board of Education, the State Board of Regents, and the Commissioner of Education, I recommend, with administration and faculty concurring, that a high school diploma be conferred upon each of the graduates who will now be presented to you on this 25th day of June 2020. Board of Trustees, I proudly present to you the graduates of 2020 who are truly prepared for virtually anything.
Afifa Afrin. Lizette Alvarado. Mike Alvarado. Brandon Amaya. Kayla Amaya. Edwin Andrade. Leonardo Argueta. Jasmine Arman. Timothy Artis. Kelly Atupana Kujalema. Janasia Austin. Nikayla Keandra Austin. Christian Avesilis. Christopher Avesilis Paz. Joseph Balsamo. Gloria Barnes. Carissa Barney. Audrey Barry. Zachary Basil. David Belante. Noel Benitez Argueta. Jessica Bernard. Jack B. Shaw. Joseph Bickneys. Erin Bemke. Benjamin Bolner. Lauren Bolger. Melanie Bowman. Alex Bonilla. Jacqueline Bonilla. Ulysses Bonilla Umansor. Zachary Bronsfeld. Frozen. Amanda Brunning.
Do we have to go from the beginning?
I need Amanda Brunning.
Go ahead.
The computer froze. Just give us a minute.
Can you advance
Do you want me to click it?
We were up, we just did Bronzefeld.
Mm-hmm. It's going the wrong way.
Can you advance it or no? It should have music on it, actually.
I can't move it.
Okay. 10-4.
you say?
Don't click. You're gonna click manually? Okay, we're on Zach Bronzefeld.
Mm-hmm.
Next slide.
Amanda Brunning. Christopher Busion Penefiel. Christopher Carter Birch. Christopher Elijah Birch.
Hold on.
Gabrielle Caldwell. Wyatt Caldwell.
Wait, let's wait. Let's wait. Ray, we're gonna wait until it's fixed.
Okay.
You let us know when to proceed.
Ready?
Are we ready? Can you announce Wyatt Caldwell and then see if you can advance?
Wyatt Caldwell.
You're on Erica Colley now.
Erica Kaye. I can't
Good,
advance it.
good.
Madeline Carroll.
Can you guys advance it manually?
Here we go.
Go ahead.
He's going to keep doing it, right?
Angelica.
Okay. Angelica Castillo Heredia. Isabella Capenar.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. Let them advance it. guys advance it. Go ahead.
Kasia Charles. Ashley Chavez. Kevin Claros. Shalik Cochran. Tequil Cole. Connor Coleman. Eva Colon. Tatiana Cortez. Alex Costello. Thomas Kaz. Michael Cross. Jillian Carrillo. Inaya Davis. Tatiana Davis. Davina Del Vecchio. Alyssa Demers. Sebastian DeRosa. Gina DiMartino. Yamalith Diaz Tapia. Rachel Dickinson. Carly Dialosa. Joseph Dossler. Tyler Edwards. Sarah Ellenwood. Nermeen El Nicolawi. Michael English. Destiny Escalante. Ariana I. Valerie Fabian. James Fajardo. Connor Fargione. Chloe Farnsworth. Louis Felice. Alexa Ferrara. Destiny France. Elsie Franco Argueta. Soraya Freeman. Daisy Fuentes. Cindy Fuentes. Rashad Fuller. Nicole Gallegos. Nicholas Gallo. Sophia Gannon. Jimmy Garcia. Jovan Garcia. Catherine Gaynor. Emily Gensel. Courtney Gerard. Juan Gomez. Freddie Gonzalez. Robert Gronenthal. Angelica Grasso. Anderson Guardado. Ali Dennis Guillermo Jr. Daryl Hall. Chelsea Hamilton. Shane Hanley. Matthew Harper. Xavier Harris. Emily Hartman. Devin Hayduka. Janiyah Hazard and Javine. Erica Hernandez. Jaden Hernandez. Yoselin Hernandez Garcia. Haley Herman. Lanaya Hester. Emily Hughes. Sophia Isom. Isaiah James. Davon German. Ashley Jimenez. Obadiah Johnson Kendall. Natalia Jordan. Kara Cameron. James Cairns. Manahil Khan. Isaiah Kramer, Jordan Chris, Lisa Kufor, Christopher Lannon Jr., Tamia Lawson, Ava Leggett, Joshua Leidig, Daisy Leon, Juliana Lukowski, Jacob Lavigny, Nicholas Lamuto, Charles Longo, Christopher Lopez, Kevin Lopez, Stephen Lopez, Jared James Lorenzo, Liani Lugo, Suzanne Lundy, Hannah Lupo, Tyler Lupo, James Mackey, Ryan Mackin, Alexandra Magro, Mia Majorano, DeMarco Martinez, Kyle Mason, Matthew Mason, Carlos Mata, Riley Brennan Matuzik, Latoya Mayo, Savannah McCarthy, Alea D. McClary, Jamont McCullough, Derek McGordy, Jasmine McLean. Should I do it again? James McLennan, Kenya Mejia, Jose Mendez, Isneda Mendez Bonilla, Jacob Benessis, Thomas Miller, Anna Monero, Jason M. Molina, Daniela Mondi, Timothy Montick, Tangi Moore, is Stephanie Moran, Andy Moreno, Rodney Morning Jr., Jake Muley, Marissa Mulligan, Evan Murphy, Liam Murphy, Alida Navarrillo Padilla, Christopher Miguel Neris, Andrew Nieves, Kevin Novello Fernandez, Esmond Oldhams, Gabriel Almeida, Robert Honorado, Nasir Parrish, Melody Pastor, Victoria Pinacchio, Marilyn Perez Espinosa, Michael Peterson, Diamond Phipps, Jose Luis Pina, Carol Pineda Segura, Angelina Reyna Pope, Samantha Porsche, Andrea Portillo, Edwin Portillo Lopez, Nicholas Permutico, Mahogany Quinichet, Ryan Raghunandan, Amanda Rasmussen, Ella Rauch, Ileana Reed, Nuria Reyes Cruz, Franklin Reyes Reyes, Tanae Ricks Frazier, Samantha Reeb, Alexa Ringgold, Jason Rivera, Sandra Rivera, Slidell Roberts, Andrew Robertson, Jihad Robinson, Darren Rodas, Sabrina Rodriguez,
Hold on. Go ahead.
Ariana Rodriguez Janayo, Chesley Romero, Brandon Roundtree, Christian Roundtree, Julissa Ruiz, Perry Salah, Maya Samuel, Jocelyn Sanabria, Angie Sanchez Marquez, Elvis Brando Sanchez Matute, Kevin Santos, Litzy Araceli Sarmiento, Lancaster Sarmiento Villa, Aiden Sawyer, Michael Scarola, Luca Scharf, Tanya Serrano Nunez, Kunj Shah, Colleen Shaw, Troy Sika, Aiden Singh, Taekwon Sistrunk, Christian Skelly, Sean Skelly, Marissa Smith, Zanaya Smith, Benjamin Smith Jr., Caesar Solorzano Jr., Alexis Spence, Deja Staggs, Matthew Stanganelli, Curtis Steele Jr., Jeffrey Stewart, Caitlin Steins, Alexia Strickland, Mia Suarez, Anicia Sutton, Matthew Sweeney. Alex Takori. Brian Tapoy. Neve Tinsley. Linda Toledo. Jalen Trent. Miranda Truttle. Lauren Trupia. Jason Tavelia. Guri Umanzor. Luis Alfredo Umanzor. Carter Vanderkeef. Kayla Venegas. Sean Vargas. Matthew Vasquez. Luis Velasco Mejia. Christian Velasquez. Jay Velasquez. Michael Vengrosky. Braulio Ventura Barantes. Catherine Vignona. Jillian Waldron. Alexis Walker. Nathaniel Walker. Christopher Walsh. Tyler Walsh. Autumn Margaret Walters. Stephen Warrens. Joshua Wilson. Kimberly Wilson. Jaleesa Worrell. Eliza Yanoa. Nichelle Young Freeman. Jaylene Zapata. Troy Zarba.
That's it. Ready, Ms. Hayes? She's going to introduce you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the moving of the tassel ceremony, please enjoy a special fireworks display for the class of 2020 by Grucci Fireworks. After which, we will begin the vehicle recessional to the front of Bellport High School, where each graduate will receive their diploma jacket and have their photo taken in cap and gown before exiting the premises. At this time, I would like to introduce the President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Ann Hayes, for the moving of the tassel ceremony.
It is my privilege to ask Ali Dennis Guillermo Jr., valedictorian of the class of 2020, and all of our graduating seniors to move their tassels from right to left, symbolizing their passage from Bellport High School. Having done that, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our alumni, the class of 2020.